We're going to talk about the Indiana Fever more specifically. Now, all three of these entities have responded to the allegation. Erica Wheeler, Kelsey Mitchell, and Caitlin Clark.
Caitlin Clark just shared something that will definitely make you think. She stated, "I don't think anyone in our league should be facing any sort of racism." But there's more to this story, and it's fascinating how she and Kelsey Mitchell are handling the situation. Before we dive deeper, I'd like to ask for a small favor. If you enjoy this content, please take a moment to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference for us. Did you click the subscribe button? Great! Thank you so much. Now, back to the video.
The allegations made by WNBA players that Indiana Fever fans are vicious, racist. Now, all three of these entities have responded to the allegation. They're just launching racial slurs all over the place.
You won't believe what's happening in the WNBA right now. Fans are being called out for racism. That's right, Alyssa Thomas is claiming that some Indiana Fever fans are vicious racists and are using racial slurs. That's a serious accusation. However, the catch is that there's no video proof, so people are left wondering if it really happened. It's like a mystery, and everyone's trying to piece together the truth.
It's not actually recorded or anything anywhere.
And yes, getting booed at an away stadium or an away arena is something that happens in sports.
People happen to have cell phones with audio devices that can record.
Now, here's where it gets even wilder. Caitlin Clark and Kelsey Mitchell aren't staying silent. They're speaking up, and what they have to say is definitely not what you'd expect. Trust me, you'll want to hear this.
Is that the norm? Is that enough for now multiple players to just be calling a fan base, just label them? Seems like that could happen too, but I guess not. I guess that's not possible.
Yeah, it's definitely upsetting. I don't think nobody in our league should be facing any sort of racism, hurtful, disrespectful.
Listen up, because Clark and Mitchell just dropped some major truth bombs. They're not just addressing the problem, they're offering a completely new perspective on it. And let me tell you, it's not something anyone saw coming.
So Caitlin Clark spoke out about, well, she answered a question about all of the online discourse and trolls, which...
But there are a lot of really good fans, whether they've been fans for 20 plus years or whether they're new fans in our league. You know, those aren't fans, those are trolls, and it's a real disservice to the people in our league, the organization. I think continuing to uplift this league in a very positive light is the best thing that we can do, because...
Caitlin Clark isn't holding back. She's being completely open about how she feels regarding these racism allegations. It's definitely upsetting, but here's the kicker, she's not just dwelling on the negative. Clark is using this opportunity to highlight all the positive things happening in the WNBA.
There are so many great players, there's so many great teams, there are so many positive storylines that can be written and celebrated. And
I was just even looking to see what, like, the big WNBA people, these like legacy fans that, you know, hate all the new fans. I genuinely think that there's going to be some responses being like, oh, she's trying to deflect the topic off the real thing. She's trying to focus on basketball, and this is bigger than basketball.
For me, that's why I became a fan of this league, is these people were my idols. I grew up wanting to be like them, so...
You know what's really cool? Clark is sharing why she fell in love with the league in the first place. She's all about the amazing players, great teams, and all the positive storylines that deserve to be celebrated. It's like she's reminding everyone why we're all here, for the love of the game. But Clark isn't the only one stepping up to speak out.
So enter in Kelsey Mitchell and Erica Wheeler. And man, their answers are really good, really well thought out, and really professional. People are coming after them right now over this answer. People are livid.
Kelsey Mitchell and Erica Wheeler are joining in as well, demonstrating what true professionalism looks like. Mitchell is laying it out clearly, stating, "We can only control what happens within our organization and with our people. We don't condone that kind of behavior."
Let's listen.
The time after the break, it got better. So the future is very bright for those two.
I think that for us, we err on the side of professionalism in a lot of different ways, and we can only control what's in our organization within our people.
I mean, we can't control what someone else says. Like, for the more
no matter what color you are, whatever you carry or possess, I think for us, we focus on the basketball part.
It's like they're drawing a line in the sand, declaring, this is who we are, and this is what we stand for. And get this, Mitchell isn't letting this drama distract her team. She's laser focused on what really matters. She said, what's important is this organization and us winning games. That's some serious team spirit right there.
I think continuing to uplift and represent this league in a positive way is the best thing that we can do.
Good things in the league. Let's talk about the good players. I can guarantee you there are people that are going to be like that. Again, let's talk about the fact that these trolls are trolls. Let's talk about all the good fans. Let's talk about all the new.
She is about the most media-savvy sports entity I have seen in a very long time.
Want to know what's really impressive? It's the way Clark is handling all this media attention. She's not just a rookie stumbling through interviews, no way. She's addressing these tough topics head-on while consistently bringing the focus back to what truly matters. It's like watching a seasoned pro at work.
WNBA players have endured this season. This was her answer. He should have asked her about the hate that she receives. As a straight white player in the league, she can navigate these situations. Now, James Boyd did acknowledge after the fact.
There's so many great players and teams, and obviously that is the best thing. She basically said in different words exactly what Stephanie White said.
Clark has this incredible ability to see the big picture. She's not just focused on herself or her team, she's thinking about the entire league. She said, I think continuing to uplift this league in a very positive light is the best thing we can do. That's not just talk, that's true leadership. These two aren't just talking the talk, they're showing everyone how to handle tough situations like pros. But guess what? That's not even the craziest part.
The 2.54 million viewers tune in for Caitlin Clark, and then Diana Taurasi retires, and Caitlin Clark is a generational talent. It's who they want to watch, and that's all there is to it. Diana Taurasi retires, and not even half that tuned in. Sorry about your luck. Not interested.
Like, we don't condone any of those things. Like, for the more eyes been on us since C got drafted.
Remember when I said there was more to this story? Well, Clark and Mitchell are cooking up something special on the court. They're not just playing the game, they're redefining it, and the numbers will make your jaw drop. These two powerhouses are averaging a combined 37.7 points per game. Impressive, right? But wait! Since the Olympic break, they've cranked it up to 51.3 points per game, which is the best in the league for a backcourt duo. Clark isn't just scoring, she's making history, producing more points on average than any player in league history, with 37.3 points per game either scoring or assisting. And Mitchell? She's not just along for the ride. When the game's on the line, she's the one you want with the ball. In clutch moments, when the game's within 5 points in the last 5 minutes, Mitchell's shooting an incredible 62.5%. That's money in the bank. What's really cool is that people are starting to compare Clark and Mitchell to all-time greats. Ever heard of Steph Curry and Klay Thompson? Fans are calling them the Splash Sisters, and it fits their play style perfectly. It's like poetry in motion, fast-paced, always moving, and always looking for that perfect shot. They're bringing excitement back to basketball. Their chemistry on the court is something special. Picture this, Clark has the ball 3/4 of the court away from the basket. She launches a pass, boom, right into Mitchell's hands. But Mitchell isn't done, she pulls off a behind-the-back pass for a layup. That actually happened in a game against the Dallas Wings. It's the kind of play that makes you rewind your TV just to watch it again. But here's the thing, it's not just about flashy plays. Mitchell is looking out for Clark off the court too, making sure she feels mentally and physically safe as a rookie. That's teamwork that goes beyond the game. Now, with all this chaos in the league, you might think it would mess with their game, right? Well, Get ready for a surprise. Caitlin Clark and Kelsey Mitchell aren't just brushing off the controversy, they're turning it into rocket fuel for their performance. They're laser-focused on what really matters, playing their hearts out and lifting up their team. It's like they got blinders on, but in the best way possible. All that noise about fan behavior? They're not letting it touch them. Instead, they're channeling all that energy into becoming even better players.
They're doing everything but coming out and saying this entire narrative you're hearing is a joke.
It's organization and us winning games, and that's what we did. So, but for the most part, we don't condone that. Like I said, a comment before, like, it's a lot of things that try to come in this building and to pull us apart that we just didn't let. However,
and they were real professional, and guess what? They're getting just destroyed over this right now.
Clark's not just talking about the positives, she's living them. Every game, she's out there showing us why she fell in love with the WNBA in the first place. It's all about celebrating the great players, the great teams, and the positive storylines that can be written. And you know what? That attitude is infectious. Mitchell is right there with her, leading by example. She's not wasting time on things she can't control, nope. Instead, she's focused on what really matters, this organization and winning games. Together, they're setting a powerful tone, reminding everyone that it's about teamwork, resilience, and making the most of every opportunity. Their commitment to the game and each other is truly inspiring, and it's no wonder fans are rallying behind them.
Some of the teammates are unbelievable people. I'll put Erica Wheeler on that. Like, if you're asking,
it's organization and us winning games, and that's what we did. So, but for the most part, we don't condone that. So for us, our ears been blocked out longer than most people, if that make any sense. So
person of the year in the WNBA, that might it's probably Erica Wheeler. But
that's the kind of focus that transforms good players into legends. But here's where it gets really interesting. Clark and Mitchell aren't just playing great basketball, they're changing the entire conversation around the sport. They're showing everyone how to handle tough situations with grace and professionalism, essentially writing a new playbook for how to be a star athlete in the 21st century. Think about it, these two are under serious pressure, dealing with allegations that could shake up the whole league. But instead of getting caught up in the drama, they're rising above it. They're emphasizing unity, focusing on the positives, and working to make the league better for everyone. And it's not just talk. Their actions on the court are backing up every word. They're playing some of the best basketball of their lives, setting records and making highlight reels. But more than that, they're exemplifying real leadership. Clark's handling of media attention is a masterclass in poise. She's not dodging tough questions or giving canned responses, she's tackling these issues head-on while always bringing it back to what's truly important, the game, the team, and the league. That's not just good PR, that's real character.
And she still just got hate, but at least now it's going to be hard to see how they twist their words. And one thing is, she's done nothing but try to uplift the league, defend everyone around her, but like, she has defended people cheap-shotting her. She sometimes, in the Kennedy Carr situation, she has defended someone who realistically probably shouldn't have been defended.
Mitchell's right there with her, showcasing what it means to be a true team player. She's not just looking out for herself, she's making sure Clark feels mentally and physically safe as a rookie. That's the kind of teammate everyone dreams of having. But here's the real kicker, Clark and Mitchell aren't just playing for themselves or even just for their team, they're thinking about the entire league. When Clark talks about continuing to uplift the league in a very positive light, she's not just throwing out a nice soundbite, she's laying out a vision for the future of women's basketball. Their commitment to supporting each other and the league as a whole speaks volumes about their leadership and the impact they aim to have on the sport. It's inspiring to see two young stars not only excel on the court but also champion the values that will elevate the WNBA and women's sports in general. Their actions and attitudes are setting a powerful precedent for future generations.
And she still just got hate, but at least now it's going to be hard to see how they twist their words. And one thing is,
for what it is they said, but the wokes, they're coming after them. They're coming after them. So Kelsey Mitchell was asked about her future. A lot of people really gave them a lot of credit.
And if you deal best with it by doing that, by leaning on your family and stuff, you shouldn't have to bring that into the public.
Their approach is setting a new standard for how to handle adversity in professional sports. It's not about pointing fingers or making excuses, it's about focusing on what you can control, supporting your teammates, and always striving to be better. And you know what? Fans are noticing. People are tuning in not just to see amazing basketball, but to watch two athletes who are redefining what it means to be a pro. Clark and Mitchell are showing that you can be fierce competitors on the court and still be positive role models off it. They embody the spirit of the game, proving that excellence in sports goes beyond just stats and highlights. It's about leadership, integrity, and uplifting one another, both in victory and in challenging times. This new wave of professionalism and positivity is exactly what the league needs to keep growing and gaining respect in the broader sports community. Their influence could pave the way for a brighter future for women in sports.
Like, just like Caitlin Clark has no moral responsibility to appease certain groups of fans that she'll never win with. If Caitlin Clark doesn't want to bring it to light and she feels that's the best way, then let her do it. And I don't think Caitlin has any obligation. Well, I don't think she has any obligation to speak out about some of the stuff all the time.
Absolutely. Caitlin Clark and Kelsey Mitchell are redefining what it means to be stars in the WNBA. Their on-court performance is impressive, but it's their ability to navigate the surrounding drama with grace that sets them apart. They're not just putting up big numbers, they're leading by example, showing everyone how to stay focused amidst chaos. Their scoring and playmaking are phenomenal, and the chemistry they share is electric. It's like they've found the perfect balance between individual brilliance and teamwork. While others might get distracted by the noise, Clark and Mitchell remain committed to uplifting their team and the league as a whole.
You know, those aren't fans, those are trolls, and it's a real disservice to the people in our league, the organization. I think continuing to uplift this league in a very positive light is the best thing that we can do, because, yeah, it's definitely upsetting. I don't think nobody in our league should be facing any sort of racism, hurtful, disrespectful. There are so many great players, there's so many great teams, there are so many positive storylines that can be written and celebrated.
Absolutely. Caitlin Clark and Kelsey Mitchell are redefining the narrative around women's basketball. They're not just athletes, they're influential leaders who are challenging stereotypes and elevating the sport's visibility. Their commitment to excellence and professionalism sets a new standard for future generations of players. By highlighting their skills and character, they're proving that women's basketball deserves the same recognition and respect as any other sport. Their ability to handle adversity while maintaining a positive outlook and uplifting their teammates is a powerful message to fans and aspiring athletes alike.